I'm going to talk about drying racks. This is a homemade drying rack out of wire shelving. I'm going to zoom in on it, and this one holds about 200 signs. Well, I've got them marked out, it'll hold more. This is 50 here in this stack. There's a space there where it's 25 bottom, 25 top. Do a lot of jobs that are 25. It's on wheels. You can roll it around, bring the next one in. There's another one here. This is a professional made drying rack. The reason I don't like these is this bar runs right through here. And if the sign's not 100% dry, when you turn it over to the other side, it will stick and lift the paint off of it. These that I've made are in here at an angle. They tip up and they do not touch the ink at all. There's nothing in the middle. It just spans across like this. From here you can see that it's not touching underneath here. It's at an angle. They don't stick. They're exactly an inch apart. It's a regular wire shelving. I also have a dryer that I can run them down. It's about 6 foot. It's another 3 foot boxed in. Some fans. And it drops into here. It's about 17, 18 feet. But I still like the drying racks better. I'm faster in the drying racks, so I don't have to wait. I can do 600 signs an hour if I put them in these drying racks. Have an old type drying rack back here that lifts up one at a time. And I just don't like lifting it up. The new type drying racks here, you just slide them in. I can literally grab a stack of 25 at the bottom, lift up, and take 25 signs out in one motion. Do the same thing to the top. With the other type back here, you physically got to lift the shelf up and pull the signs out, lift another shelf up, pull the signs out. But this, everything has to be exactly right when you run it down a dryer. You have to use a very fine mesh. Make sure you cool it down enough or they will stick together. The drying racks, as long as they're in there, 30 minutes, a lot of times a lot less time than that. You can take them out and put them in a box and ship them, especially if you've got a fan blowing on them. But I can 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes most days, as hot as it is, with a fan on them, I can pull them out and print the other side. And let them dry another 30 minutes. I let them dry the rest of the day. And then I box them up and ship them out. But this is Yard Signs 101, showing you the drying racks that are made out of wire shelving. I have this board at the bottom with holes drilled in it. Same thing at the top. Holes drilled in it where the top of the wire goes up into it. And these sandwich it all together, hold it in place. And like I said, they're on wheels. You can roll them around. I've got enough to dry about 1,500 signs. And by the time you do 1,500 signs, the first couple racks are already dry. So you can start tearing them down, boxing them up, or doing a second color. I wish I had a little bit more space here. But I've got another press down there and another one around the corner in the back. But I just like these drying racks. I don't know if I invented it, but I came up with it about 10 years ago using these. They remind me of a CD holder. Everybody was driving pegs into the wood. Different things like that, and I came up with this. It's a nice evenly spaced. I don't know if I invented it, but I didn't see it anywhere. I've tried different things. I have the original one around here somewhere that I actually made 10 years ago out of wire. Didn't have a base on it and kept falling over on me. So finally I made a heavy base and put wheels on it and balanced it out by putting more signs on the back. But But my number is 502-445-4471 if anybody needs any signs printed, or if anybody wants to talk about these drying racks, how to dry Coroplast. I know it's a big problem. People having the room to dry them and make sure they don't stick together. But I know there's UV dryers out there. Then UV dryers have to have 3-phase run to the building. And then UV dryers, still not guaranteed they're not going to stick together. But there's a whole lot better chance. I mean, UV is the way to go. But this is just a t-shirt dryer that's being converted over to a graphics dryer. A couple fans. Probably still need to add one more fan onto it. Just to get it to cool down a little bit more. But that's about it. And print, as thin as you can print. With I usually use a 220 when I'm drying in the drying racks. Screen count. When I print on the dryer, probably a 255. That way, you don't have as much ink to force dry. And like they say, don't get the ink super hot, because you have to cool it down before the ink will settle in and won't stick together. The ink has to cool down. The ink's super hot, it's going to come all the way through here, and it will not be cool, and they will just stick together. Number is 502-445-4471. Anybody wants to talk about the drying racks or need some signs printed, this is yardsigns101.com.